Do you ever make a big decision and feel amazing about it, but then 2 seconds later freak out like you ruined your entire life? Or is that just me? If you've ever started something new, like moving to a new city or changing careers, quitting your job, starting a business, you probably know this feeling. You go from absolutely excited to absolutely terrified in 2 seconds flat. Fear takes over, and suddenly this thing you wanted so badly feels like a disaster waiting to happen. The good news, there's a way to quiet that fear. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I know this spiral all too well. A few years ago, I quit my job to join a travel program where I'd be traveling and living and studying with strangers in a bunch of different countries all over the world. When I first said yes, I felt so sure about this program. It honestly felt like fate that I even found it. And it was at the time in my life when I desperately needed a big change. And so I knew it was something that I needed to do. Then fear crept in and had me asking all sorts of questions, making me second guess, what if I'm making a huge mistake? What if I can't handle being away from my cats? What if, I have to come crawling back to my old job? Basically, what if I was ruining my life? The standard spiral questions. I was so close to backing out, but something unexpected saved me. A letter. I wrote it weeks earlier, right after the interview for the travel program. And it was just a thank you note to the woman who had interviewed me. But I got a little carried away trying to convince her to pick me. And so in this letter, I was listing all of the reasons I wanted to do this program, why I felt like I had to do this program, what the program really meant to me, what I hoped to get out of it and contribute to it. At the time, it was really just me advocating for myself. I hit send and moved on. But after my acceptance, when fear was screaming at me to change my mind, that letter brought me back to my why. It was like getting a pep talk from a braver, wiser version of myself, the one who wasn't spiraling yet. And honestly, she had some good points. Just like that, I knew I was making the right decision again. I printed that letter out and I read it every single time that doubt started creeping back in. But here's the best part, you don't accidentally have to stumble across a letter like I did. You can write one to yourself right now before fear has a chance to hijack your brain. Here are a few tips to get started. First, and this may be obvious, but write it when you're excited, not scared. Catch yourself in that moment when the dream feels real, when you remember why this matters to you. That's when you want to start writing. So, writing to yourself feels a little weird, which fair. Try answering these questions first. What are you excited about? Why are you choosing this path? And what do you want to remember when things get hard? What would today you say to future you when you know they're going to freak out and need their own pep talk? Also, write it like you're talking to a friend. No need to be formal or try to sound profound, just be real. This is such a powerful hack for so many reasons. One is that it pulls you out of fear's tunnel vision. When you're excited, you see possibilities. When you're scared, you see obstacles. Your letter brings you back to the version of yourself who wasn't second guessing everything, one who could see the whole picture and knew why it mattered. Another reason is it keeps you accountable. So, writing something down solidifies it in our mind, and then rereading it later keeps us on track and allows us to take meaningful action even when self doubt shows up. Another reason is this letter captures a snapshot of this moment. The letter becomes a time capsule of sorts, proof of what you wanted and who you were when you were brave enough to say yes. So, wherever you are, if you're just starting out and thinking about a change, or if you're already spiraling and freaking out about one, this is your sign to write yourself a letter. Future you will thank you. And actually, I just wrote myself a new letter, but that's a story for another day. So hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And while you're here, drop a comment. What big change are you on the edge of right now? Let's cheer each other on. Thanks so much for watching.